On July 2nd, 2008, 5 girls, Bailey and Mariah, the New York twins, Sammy and Tanner, the Chicago sisters, and Lindsay, the photographer, set out on a journey that would forever change their lives as they knew it. We were headed to Cochabamba, Bolivia, to work with an organization called Amistad. Amistad was founded years ago by a priest and his friend BJ, who came along to help us understand the history of Amistad. Amistad is a 3-faceted organization with a medical clinic called Gramercy, an orphanage called La Villa, and La Morada, the resting home where we stayed. Our plan was to see each aspect of Amistad while focusing most of our time and energy on the orphans at La Villa. The first week of our trip was great. We made friends with the kids at the orphanage, saw the rural medical clinic, and got to see the city of Cochabamba. 1 week after arriving, we were scheduled to visit Maria Christina, another orphanage that Amistad was in charge of years ago. We were told that this orphanage was different now that it was being funded by the government. All their needs were taken care of, and we probably didn't want to see it. We almost chose not to go, but BJ was insistent. So we loaded the bus that morning, not knowing that what we would see would change our lives forever. Before we unloaded the bus, BJ informed us that this orphanage was only for children with physical and mental disabilities. We entered through the gates, not knowing what to expect, but as soon as we saw Sister Nancy, we were put at ease. Sister Nancy is just one of the nuns that takes care of the children at Maria Christina. She gave us a tour of the facility, but began telling us that Maria Christina was not always like this. When she first arrived, she called it the House of Terror. The building was a complete mess, and the children were unkempt. Sister Nancy said that she wanted nothing to do with these children, but when she looked at them more carefully, she didn't just see disabled children. She saw the broken Christ and a chance to serve him. We learned that in Bolivia, handicapped children are not part of society. They aren't in the schools, and most of the time they aren't even in the family. They're sent away, or, more often, simply cast out on the streets like a piece of trash. Our hearts were broken by this sad reality. When we came into the cafeteria on our tour, all 55 children were seated carefully at tables. As we entered, each and every one of those children cheered and applauded us. We were so moved by their loving welcome and all that we had learned, so we decided to have a meeting to determine how we could help these children. Though the building now is much better than it was, it is still falling apart. We decided that during the rest of our week, we would help to paint Maria Christina. Yet as we sat there and talked, we realized that this simply was not enough for us. When Sister Nancy told us that a year ago she had hired an architect to draw up plans for a dream home for these children, we were thrilled. Sister Nancy believed that the kids at Maria Christina deserved the best, and she trusted that God would bring someone along to give them that. We were that someone. After spending time with these children, our lives have been changed forever. We want to give these children everything that has been denied them by their circumstances, their families, and their country. We saw them, and our hearts were broken. But we realized that this meant nothing if we did not open our arms and love them. This is why we have started a non-profit organization called Broken Hearts, Open Arms. We want to take the stories of the children at Maria Christina and make them our own. And not just ours, but we want them to be yours as well.
And I will try to fix you.